Since lockdown, as I mentioned before, I've been speaking to various people from the Irish entertainment and music scene and indeed other various fields as well, and catching up and see how things are going and what they're doing and having a little chat. I'm delighted to welcome a gentleman who for many, many years has been operating a very successful Irish pub and entertaining in it. Probably one of the best known Irish pubs outside of Ireland. It's in Tenerife. It's called the Hole in the Wall. Fergal Flaherty. Fergal, great to speak to you. How are you?
I'm great, Jerry. Thanks for having me. I hope you're well.
Indeed so. Yes, not needless to say, no night work or anything else like that at the moment. But it's changed times. But that's the way it is.
We just have to go with it. I do a bit on Facebook now, 4 nights a week. Which is great, and all the regulars that go to the Hole in the Wall are tuning in, and sure, we have great crack. And it's not the same, but sure, at least I'm bringing something to them anyway. So it's and it keeps me busy.
Indeed. Now, well, when do you actually do it on Facebook? What are the nights?
Well, I do Thursday to Sunday at 9:30 to midnight, and I just I have my set list from requests that people ask me, the songs they ask me, and then between the set list and people sending me messages on the screen live saying, will you do this song, do that song, whatever. But I used to just go on and sing what people are asking me to sing on the night, but it got messy then because a lot of people were asking me to do, it was all ballads. And then the people who wanted to get up and dance around the kitchen or whatever, they weren't getting their dances. So what I was doing is putting a set list up, doing a mixture of fast and slow songs, and then going back into the comments of the previous night and looking at requests and saying, right, I'll get this done tonight. So I was creating set lists then every night then from requests, but it's great fun and listening to people or watching people having conversations, on the screen as well. People who met in the Hole in the Wall, somebody in Scotland who might have known somebody in Ireland or England or whatever, and they're having conversations themselves online during the show, which is great. It's great fun.
That is brilliant. That really is brilliant. And now, when you say 9:30, is that 9:30 Tenerife time or Ireland and UK time?
Well, it's the same.
Oh, it's the same time.
We're on the same. Yeah. Okay. Mainland Spain now will be an hour ahead, but we're different. We're on the UK time.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Couldn't remember that. You left and established yourself in Tenerife many moons ago.
I did. I went over to. I started off in Mallorca. I was doing a gig in Drogheda. I was a one-man band, and a guy called Paul Malone. He's an Irish comedian. He heard me. I was doing a charity event, and he said, I have a mate that has a pub in Mallorca. Would you go over for the summer? So I said, why not? I was only 21 years of age. I said, sure, it wouldn't be any harm to go over for the experience. And while I was in Mallorca, then I met a couple who were buying a pub in Tenerife. So when I came back from Mallorca, I just decided to go to Tenerife, and then I worked a little bit until the couple came over to buy the premises, and they bought the premises, and I did a summer season with them. And then my wife was working for a couple who owned a pub called the Hole in the Wall, right, in Los Cristianos. And it was just really, daytime breakfasts and snacks, and they did a quiz in the evening time, and they had shut up by 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And when my contract finished in the Irish bar, the guy said to me, well, why don't you come working for me? I know what you like. I like what you do. And we turned his place into a really successful venue, but it was too small for the amount of people that were coming in. So we decided to go into partnership in a bigger place, and that's where we are now today, the Hole in the Wall.
Right, excellent. So, excellent indeed. I know the Irish comedian Paul Malone. He was around for a long time.
Yeah, he was doing it. We had a big charity event in Drogheda for, I can't remember what it was for, and he was brought down. He was kind of a very popular at the time, and he was headlining, and I was asked just to do a little, 20-minute spot before. A lot of local bands were doing it, and then at the end of the night, he came over to me and said, I like what you did. I have a friend of mine has a pub in Mallorca, so that was it. So that's what started all off. The rest is history.
Because you're originally from, isn't it Bettystown, County Meath?
Yeah, well, I'm actually originally from Longford, And then when we were young, my dad was working with the bank and he got transferred to Drogheda. So when I was about 6 or 7, we moved to Bettystown. Yeah. So
Right. Oh,
that's
okay. Now you've had
so.
quite a long career in music. You've also you've written songs as well as recorded them. You had a huge success with a song called "The Ballad of Kieran Minogue."
That was it was probably one of the most humbling experiences, I suppose. A guy comes to the bar, a guy called John O'Dwyer. He's an ex-Garda sergeant, and himself and his wife used to come into the hole in the wall all the time. And he said to me, "Will you come over to Kells?" He said, "and do a show for us." And I said, "Well, I'll do something," but it never happened. And then one night he came into the bar and he said, "Look, I need you to do a concert for me back home." He says, "Because there's this family who have a fund set up in their son's name. They lost their son to cancer, and they're raising money for the Mater Hospital." He said, "We'll do a show for it." And I said, "Oh, no problem." So we did the show, and that was 2010 or 2011. And the young lad had passed away in 2007. He was only 25 years of age, and he was ready to travel the world. He qualified as an accountant,
Right.
and this guy was a Gaelic footballer and a triathlon, and he had a party, a going away party for his trip around the world, and he just fell ill, and he was brought into the hospital, and within 10 weeks, the poor lad had passed away, 25 years of age, a very rare aggressive cancer. So the family set up a fund really to help themselves get over it, and to
Yes.
help other families would be going through the same thing. And they raised over 400,000 euros for the cancer research in the Mater Hospital. And so on 2017 was the 10th anniversary of Kieran's passing, and the family decided to close the fund. So we did another concert the following year, and John O'Dwyer asked me to write a song in memory of the young lad. So I got all the family to write a letter to me individually of their experiences of their brother and their son. He had one sister and 4 brothers, and
Right.
the mum and dad, and each one of them wrote me a letter of their experiences of their son or brother. And from that, then I wrote the song. I was in the house as well. I went into his bedroom and I saw his qualifications and his prayer books and everything as it was when he left it. His guitar. So I wrote the song from that. The beginning and the ending of a song mentions the Rolling Stones, because it was strange. In the mother's letter, the mother said to me that the Rolling Stones were playing in Slane that year. That was 1982.
Yes.
And they live 6 miles from Slane, a place called Gippstown.
Yes.
And she said, when I brought the baby in my arms into the house, I could hear the concert in the background. I could hear the Rolling Stones. But she had to go on a detour from the hospital to get home, and it took her an hour to get home. Normally it would take about 20 minutes, but because of the concert. So and then the year that he passed away, 25 years later, the Rolling Stones were back in Slane at the same time as he passed away. So that was the start and the ending of the song. So
Yes.
it's I'm very what could I say, honored to be asked to write the song, and it's probably one of the most I can't find the word, but it's just
It's a,
I'm very proud of the song,
yes.
of the way it finished and how it was written and that, so
Yeah. Very
people ask
poignant.
me what. It is, and a lot of families go through the same thing, and I'm sure that a lot of people can relate to it as well.
Indeed, indeed so, indeed so. Needless to say, you're not performing at the hole on the wall these days. How long is actually the lockdown in Tenerife at the moment? When did it start?
It started on the 14th of March. It was a Saturday night, I think 14th or 15th, and I was go down to the show, and the police had put out a warrant that they wanted all pubs closed. So we had a full house, and I walked into the bar, and I had to go up on stage and say, "Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to drink up and get out." And it was packed. It was absolutely hammered. And they're going, "What's all this about?" I said, "Because of the coronavirus, we're going to have to shut down. The police have asked us to close the place down." It took us a long time to get people out, but that was it. We haven't opened since. It was the 14th of March. you know. So we don't know when it's going to open. The Spanish government have told us at the end of June, everybody should be back working, but that's all right for mainland Spain. But when you're talking about a tourist area, who they're not letting tourists in yet.
Yes.
So we can't operate. We can't operate until the tourists are in.
Yes.
You know, and at the moment, if you're a tourist and you come over in June, you have to self-isolate in the hotel, so they can't come out to the bars anyway. So we can't open until these restrictions lift. You know, so we honestly don't know. We're resigned to the fact that it could be October.
Right.
So we're, that's where we are now at the moment.
Right, it was quite surreal actually. I saw a photo of one of the beaches in Tenerife, absolutely deserted, and it was quite surreal. It really was. So it must be a pretty changed place when you take a walk out on the streets.
It is. It's very eerie. I mean, I had to go down to the bar to check on things over the lockdown, and you have to get permission to do it, which is fine. Once you're the owner of the bar, you can go down, and I actually nearly had a tear in my eye, Jerry, because I walked down the streets, there's not a sinner about, not a car about. And then when I walked on the strip, all I could imagine was what the strip is like normally.
Yes.
And it's a very busy strip. It's a really, really busy strip. And for not one person to be standing on the strip, it was very, very disheartening and very, very sad to see,
Indeed.
So it's difficult. It was very difficult to take in, but we just have to get on with it and go with it. Times are changing, things are changing, and we need to go with the change. And hopefully this time next year I'll be talking to you and we're saying, we've come out the other end and we're better now. So
indeed.
Please God.
Indeed, that's the thing. Fergal, listen, it's been lovely to speak with you, lovely to catch up with you, and good luck with your Facebook Lives Thursday to Sunday at 8:30.
Well, I enjoy it. It brings me. I can't see the white of their eyes, but there is a connection there because the messages are coming up on the screen, and the banter is still there. You can see it with the customers. And they can see me, which is great, and my wife is there. She does the link with me, and the banter between us two as well, as husband and wife. It gets a great kick off the people because we slag each other off, and it's our anniversary this Thursday. And people are saying, "What are you doing for your anniversary?" I said, "If she doesn't behave herself, she's getting a McDonald's."
Right.
And people love that crack, and there's a great bit of banter, with us, and it's good fun, and I need it to carry on through this, and the thing with the message I'm getting out of people is what we're doing here is we're helping them through it as well. So both they are helping me and I'm helping them through tough times, which is great,
Indeed, Fergal, lovely to catch up with you, lovely to speak to you, and to yourself and your wife and the family. Stay safe and well, and look forward to speaking to you soon again.
Jerry, thanks for having us on. Great to talk to you.